Hey, it's Jordan back again. Um, so are farms becoming digital firms? Let's dig into it. So first, let's talk about digital firms. I'll just go over a general definition of digital firms. Digital firm is one in which nearly all of the organization's significant business relationships with the customers, suppliers, employees are digitally enabled and mediated. Digital firms sense and respond to their environments far more rapidly than traditional firms will. Why is this? What causes that to happen? A lot of the book talks about digital firms having more flexibility, especially through turbulent times, to survive and adapt. And that's what it all is about: is adapting, surviving, and what I was talking about time shifting is time shifting refers to business being conducted continuously 24/7, as opposed to being 9 to 5 in a normal workday. So I imagine you can accomplish a lot more in that time frame. Obviously, space shifting is just the means that work takes place, global workshops, as well as within national borders. So. And also, many companies are using digital integration, such as Cisco, 3M, GE. So, what type of technologies are used in precision agriculture? I got a couple listed here. The autonomous four-wheel vehicle, self-driving tractors, auto-track GPS, JDA linked, John Deere. I think the bottom of the screen's cut off a little bit. So the four-wheel vehicles, they're self-driving tractors made by John Deere. They own that. Auto-track GPS, controlled assisted steering systems, allows equipment operators to take their hands off the wheel. They drive themselves. JD Linked enables machinery to automatically upload data about fields to remote computer centers and farmers to download planning or fertilizing instructions. So you can see how it gets very specific, and how that would help just farmers to be able to be more informed on where they're planting in the soil, and how much fertilizer they're using. And the John Deere machine sync uses GPS data to create maps based on aerial or satellite photos to improve planting, seeding, spraying, and so all these technologies, they definitely come at expense. Very expensive, appeal more to large-scale farmers. All right, farms now becoming digital firms. Short answer is I don't believe that they're completely digital firms yet. The reason I say no is because the cost. The cost is too expensive. Not many farms can afford this, especially smaller farms. The potential benefits are just too expensive. So many farmers have a suspicion about the data collection about them. So they're scared that these companies collecting their data to give them information about soil or how far apart to space their crops and all this type of stuff. They're afraid that they're going to sell their data so that other farms or people can buy it and benefit from it. But it seems like a pretty secure process, according to what I've read. Farmers using data as a hint to rent prosperous crops, land, a big negative. A big negative towards other farmers. Competition, say, the better land you can find, the more prosperous crops that you're going to grow, the more yield that you get, the more competitive that you'll be and grow and prosper. So how do these technologies help the planet and farmers, changing the way farmers run business? The short answer is it saves thousands of dollars. It increases crop yield. It's less wasteful, and by precision agriculture. So it does this by using fewer loads of fertilizer, potentially saving an individual farmers tens of thousands of dollars. It feeds the world's exploding population, and I said before, by crop yield increasing, and by using less fertilizer, water, energy to run equipment more precisely, less wasteful, which only promotes the health of the planet. You're less polluting the earth. And all this is achieved by precision agriculture, the use of technology, GPS, information systems to improve efficiency and accurately manage agricultural resources. So how do these technology increases improve farming operations? So I'll just take it from the top of the list. It changes the way they run business because of new introduction to technology. They can now download fertilizing instructions, create map-based aerial or satellite photos, improving planning. These are just two examples of the many, but essentially they strategically make decisions based on information system data, technology, more precise. It's more precise, obviously, and which can only help the crop yield and waste/pollution prevention. It's three different type of agricultural technologies: field scripts, JD-Lynx, prescriptive planting. So, what is JD-Lynx? JD-Lynx enables machinery to automatically upload data about fields to a remote computer center in farms to download planting or fertilizing instructions. John Deere Sync uses GPS to create map based on aerial or satellite photos to improve planting, seeding, spraying, and nutrient application. Field scripts takes into account variables such as the amount of sunlight and shade and variations in soil nitrogen, phosphorus, counting down to areas as small as 10 by 10 meter grid. Monsanto analyzes the data. Monsanto is the company that uses field scripts. Monsanto analyzes the data in conjunction with the genetic properties of its seeds, combines all this information with climate predictions, delivers precise planting instructions. Prescriptive planting. This is using technologies to help with precise agricultural goals. The great thing about these technologies is it will increase average harvest per acre, which means more yield for smaller space. You can definitely see the technology definitely improving and positively affecting agriculture, especially these technologies. If they're just more affordable, everybody would have them. So eventually I feel like it'll be widely available to everyone. But on to the next. So how does precision agriculture systems support decision making? So with the use of the company's analyzed data, give feedback to the farms, they use technology that dissects the individual farms. Companies such as DuPont and Monsanto, I mentioned before, and John Deere. So using precision agriculture, you're more aware of the data surrounded by your crops. For example, this is page 35 in the book. Companies such as Monsanto and DuPont, they're big precision players. They use data to analyze planting recommendations to farmers to use the seeds, fertilizer, herbicides, because these adjustments in planting depth or the distance between crops and rows can make a big difference in crop yield. I mentioned that earlier. These companies want their computers to analyze the data, generate during computerized planning work to show farmers how to further increase their crop output. So basically, when the farmers provides data on his field, the company gives feedback and on adjustments and like recommendations to improve their crop yields, which in turn makes them save loads of fertilizer, crop yield, and especially crop waste or chemical waste, fertilizer waste, which can be very polluting. So how helpful is precision agriculture to large and small agricultural companies? Well, it's mostly helpful towards the larger agricultural companies because of the expense involved. A lot of the technologies used are very expensive and hard to afford. In the book, it talks about diminished returns. For most small farmers, individual expenses far outweigh the benefit. They don't make enough revenue to offset the cost of machinery. So it's just the benefits don't outweigh the risks or the cost. So in conclusion, what is the goal of technology in any field really? It's to make life and work related activities easier, more efficient, more streamlined, and to improve crop yields equals more food, equals more people being fed, decreasing waste. How do we feed the world's ever-increasing population by using this technology to plant more food, get more crop yield on less land, for sure. With this population, the more efficient we become at agriculture, the more people we will be able to feed using our technology to our advantage. So the more affordable it becomes, the more people will use it, the better we'll become at agriculture, the more people can feed, the better crop yields that we'll get worldwide.